So greetings, good evening, good morning, wherever you're tuning from. Thank you for coming on today. Real quick disclaimer, folks, everything we're going to discuss here today, nothing here is financial advice. In fact, even though I'm blockchain Kojo, it's just because I'm very enthusiastic about the space. I'm in no position to give financial advice, but when I do find something that I believe is exciting, that I believe is very profitable, in a space that we are where nothing is guaranteed, I believe this is something that you guys need to look at. We have finally found an opportunity built on the blockchain, and that is very important once you understand how the blockchain works, how smart contracts work, just like we put out in the video before, then you begin to see the value that crypto fortune offers. So, um, real quick, this is built on the Binance blockchain, right? So if you know Binance Smart Chain, the fees are cheap. So it's not like Ethereum that the fees can get high. That's very good. Now, the next thing about this project is there is no company, there's no owners, right? It's decentralized and it's very honest, right? In the space of ROI, or passive income, there has been a lot of projects. Many of you can testify. A lot of projects that come and say that they do this. We trade, we have robots, we have high frequency, we have AI, we do this, we do that, and they still rug pull, which I never understood. If you're trading, what do you need people's money for, right? You made all this money from trading, but you still rug pull. That's 99% of every company we have seen in this space. So when we start to look in, we realize that centralized opportunities do not provide transparency. But when we come into the decentralized space, is there a risk? Yes, there's a risk of loss, right? But at least there is enough transparency for investors, customers, and users to determine the kind of risk they will take because there's no one to hype them, tell them stories, and show them fake documents. So this is one of the reasons why we chose this opportunity. Here we're going to use cryptocurrency, USDT to be specific. And we're going to show you how through money rotation or crowdfunding, this entire ecosystem moves through a cycle of funds coming in and coming out. There is no robot, there is no office of people trading. This is just pure money rotation. Okay. So now I'm going to take you on to how you can create generational wealth using this opportunity. Now, when I got introduced to this opportunity, I also got introduced to a term that has been stuck in my head till today, and I cannot unsee that term. That is the term of being a hectare millionaire, right? A hectare millionaire. That's somebody who has earned over $100 million. And I believe in manifestation. Sometimes you have to claim things even if they're not there yet, right? But we know in the crypto space, a lot of things are possible. We've seen people, start from zero and end up as heroes just because they got into the right projects at the right time. And timing is everything. This opportunity is only about 20 something days old. It got started on the 6th, 5th of January. I believe about 27, 28 days old now, right? And it has over 21,000, well, let's just call it 22,000 users. Over $2.8 million has gone inside of this ecosystem in deposits, and 1.6 million has come out. So you have about 45% coming out, while the remaining 55% continues to stay as a solid base, right? So there's about 1.2 million sitting in the liquidity, and this entire opportunity has been audited. As you can see, the smart contract auditor has a disclaimer here. At the same time, they also give you the entire conclusion of the audit. And this is very important. It says the smart contract has found no vulnerabilities, no backdoors, or no scam scripts. And I tell people, what is a scam? A scam is a project where the owner has the sole intention of creating a project, deceiving people about having all these things being legit with the sole intention to steal their crypto, right? But here, there's no scam script. They're gonna take all the money out. The system is just on chain, it's liquidity that is audited. There's no vulnerabilities, no backdoors. The admin literally has put his address and the transaction hash and the smart contract and all of that is public. So you can literally backtrace till day one and see that no wallets were created prior to this contract being deployed. So there's no access. They literally had to sign up just like you and I in order to get started. I'm going to show you how with this compounding calculator, you can create generational wealth. Now, I showed this example a lot, and I said, what if you could create seven figures or five figures or six figures in a very short period of time. And people say, well, that's not sustainable. I say, well, sustainability requires a lot of help from community, right? We saw Nokia go down. Why? Nokia was one of the biggest phone companies in the world. Why should they crash? They made billions and multi-billions for years. Why crash? People were not buying their phones. Period, right? So all these other companies come and go. They made all this money. Sears closed down recently. Why was Sears, who's made multi billions, closed down? Well, people just were patronizing them, so they shut down. So everything requires people. And so if people say we don't like this project, that's it, right? But if people adopt it, just like Bitcoin, this can continue to go on and on and on and on and on. Sorry about that, folks. It's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped doing Zooms. My phone just blows up. So yeah, so here I can show you an example where with 2000 you're earning about $66 a day. But here in this contract, the maximum deposit is actually 500. We'll speak all on that. So 500 will earn you about $16.65 a day, right? Now, if you're in a position and you say, okay, let me compound this for 90 days, right? In 90 days, well, actually reinvest, yes, you would have already achieved a total interest of $9,000. 90 days is 3 months. Show me where can you go with $500 and come out in 90 days with 9,000. This project is focused on investors to win. Investors before builders. That's what this project is focused on. So if you're here and you're willing to risk your crypto in any opportunity out there, I would definitely urge you to take a look at this because this has some legs, right? So let's go back on the PDF, folks, where it can get exciting. You need a wallet. You need a decentralized wallet. The favorite wallets here are either SafePal, Token Pocket, MetaMask, or any other Web3 wallet that has the Binance Smart Chain available. Right now, there's a way that you get started, right? Anyone can get started with as little as $10 as an investor. But if you're ever going to share this in order to earn team bonuses and what we call referral commissions, then you would need to start with at least $20, right? So here you go through what we call a cycle, right? Everyone can only deposit a maximum of $500. Why is this important? We've seen other smart contracts come into space that offered ROI where they went around for about 8 months, about 11 months, right? One we all know one that just passed recently called Bitnest, did very well for about, let me do this, hold on 1 second. Right, that went on for about 11 months, and then after that, different things around surrounding what happened, but I guess it's probably still in operation. But my goal here is to say that there is certain checks and balances that have been implemented in this smart contract that I believe will provide some sense of sustainability and longevity in the sense that no one can start with more than $500 inside of the contract. Okay, so here, now once you go past 500, right, in the sense that once you double your profits or you double your capital in the first 30 days, the contract will allow you to deposit a maximum of 2,000. And then after 30 days, right, of doubling your capital, it would then allow you to deposit up to 5,000, right? So this thing, it works in cycles, right? So in this sense that you can see someone is going to start, maybe they have a lot of crypto. Maybe they want to get started with 5,000, but they can't. So they delay their gratification for 3 months. That extends the life cycle for 3 months. Then you have folks that are going to come in second month, right? That are going to be doing the same thing the guys in the first month did, and they're gonna extend it 3 more months. And then the guys who come in the third month are gonna come in and do exactly what the folks in the first month did, and they're gonna extend it 3 months. So that is the continuous cycle that we are looking forward to create continuous growth and sustainability inside of this ecosystem called Crypto Fortune, right? So here we all earn 3.33% a day, which is technically 99.99% a month, folks. That's it, 99.99% a month. Your ROI is withdrawable every single day. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait for permission from anyone. This is permissionless. It's on the blockchain. The minute you click withdraw, boom, it's in your wallet. That's it. There's no code, there's no wait time, instant permissionless transactions, right? So that's something good to have. We're going to look at some quick numbers before we get into the compensation plan, right? 1 second. Okay. Right. So remember, we said an individual can only have a maximum of 500, right? So if someone gets started in the next 30 days, if they didn't compound, every day they withdrew, 30 days, they would have pulled out $499.50, right? Now, let's just say you continue to do this for the next 8 months, right? If this project stays liquid enough to keep everyone able to withdraw their daily returns or their principal or their profits, right? You would have already put out $4,000 with only a $500 investment. So we have a low risk opportunity in terms of the capital that you put in that can provide you high returns, right? Now remember, your principal is unlocked every 30 days. So the minute you say, you know what, I've made some good profits, I'm out, I need to be gone, your capital is unlocked in 30 days. You can literally claim it and leave. There is a 5% withdrawal fee on profits, 5% withdrawal fee on capital when you pull out as well. Okay. So that is this entire system. Now, we also devised some strategies where, someone came in and said, you know what, I only have $200, this all I can afford to risk. I want to see if I can be able to compound and at least grow my portfolio over the next 90 days. What could I be looking at, folks? Compounding $200. Well, first of all, how much will you earn in a day? All right. $6.66, right? That might be a lot depending on where you're from. That might not be a lot, right? But if you compound that over the next 90 days, you could easily have built interest in your portfolio of 3,600. And so your capital would now be sitting at 3,800. Now that 3,800, if you decide to say, okay, well, after the first 90 days, I'm done. I'm no longer going to compound. I'm going to withdraw every single day for the next 100 days. What could I possibly earn from the system? Folks, you would have already withdrawn over $12,000. Remember, you started with only 200. And within 190 days, that is literally 6 months and 10 days. We know that most projects that pay 1% a day will take you 100 days just to get your principal. So you're definitely not even getting close to these kind of numbers, even in 12 months or 18 months. So this is a good opportunity for our community, everyone that's on here today, to use this system as a cash cow to continue to produce and produce and produce, and you can diversify your crypto portfolio. Use this daily earnings, right? Let's say, for example, you just say you're pulling out every day. What are you getting? $127 a day. You can use that to buy crypto every day. You can use that to put into a different platform every day. And so that is the advantage of Crypto Fortune and what it provides to our community, right? Next, we're going to look at my favorite number, right? I tell people, look, even though you can start with a maximum of 500, what if you created 4 wallets, right? And the magic number is 2,000, right? What if I could show you a way to turn 2,000 into $38,000 in 90 days? You say, Kojo, that is not possible. Let's do the numbers. Numbers do not lie, right? You can get all the hype from anybody can hype you up, but when you run the numbers do not lie, right? So 4 different wallets spread around 500 each, you'll be earning $66.60 a day. If you decide to compound that for the next 90 days, right? And folks, I have different strategies, right? I tell people, look, if you want to be risk-free, right? You can do this. You can either take profits every day or you can compound for 30 days. And at the end of the 30 days, your capital is unlocked. Pull that out the system. You can leave the interest. So you've already earned $3,343 on your 2000 in 30 days. You take your 2000, you put it back under your mattress, you are risk-free. When was the last time you got into an opportunity that could help you be and your community be risk-free in 30 days without a single referral? So this is why crypto fortune is very valuable to us in the crypto space. We are going to build a fortune from this smart contract. It has no human intervention. It's just running autonomous. You come in at your own ledger, you take your own profits, you leave, somebody else comes in, replaces you, and the cycle continues to grow, right? So at that point, you're risk-free. You could take this 3,343, could put it here, and now you can compound it again for another 30 days, right? You would have earned $5,588 in profits, and this 3,000 will be unlocked after that 30-day cycle. Guess what you do? You take that out and you go again with this. Folks, you can play the money game in a very, very strategic way because you know that everything is transparent. You know, most companies you join, you don't even know how much has gone in deposits. You don't know how much has gone in withdrawals. You don't know who's siphoning money out the back end. You don't see anything. Here, we see every single transaction in real time. So that is the level of transparency that can afford investors to take and manage their risk, which is very important. Because a lot of times we over leverage in other companies because we are going by the documents and the audits and the this and the that. And so because of all these things, we just over leverage. No, here, if I see red all here consistently for a few weeks, I'm not compounding. I know there's not enough people coming in as there's or money coming in as there's money going out. I don't need see a need to compound. I can start to withdraw, right? So folks, this is how you can build passive wealth. Now let's go real quick into the rest of this PDF, okay? Okay, so let's go into the what we call the level income. So if you decide to share, folks, there is a big opportunity to create massive potential, right? And I ran up some numbers, folks. It's easy to build wealth of over $100,000 with the system if you decide to share, because here you can earn up to 20 levels. We do not get paid from people's ROI. So there's not a lot of liquidity leaving the system. So that's why I like this system, right? Here, the entire comp plan only pays out 11.5%, right? So minus the 5% withdrawal fees, minus the rank bonus we'll talk about, give or take, even if it's up to even 20%, right? That means that at some point, if no one comes in, and investors are pulling out, most people will get some part of their capital, especially for those who come in at the last end and make no money in ROI. For example, they will still be able to achieve pulling out some of their capital because a lot of the money is not going in the comp plan. So this is a very cool system that they have. Now, what happens is on your first level, if you share and somebody makes a deposit, you get 5%. So on that $500, you get $25, right? For every $500 transaction, you get $25. So you have 100 people who put in $500, right? That's 25 times 100, 2,500. If you have 10 people that put in $500 direct to you, that's $250. Now that $250, hear me out. If your team compounds every single month, even in the first month, they compound, that is another 250. Why? Because you're gonna get 5% on deposits and redeposits or reinvestments. So you get to create some type of residual income from the deposits coming in. On your second level is 3%. And this can continue to repeat itself. Now, 3%, right, on 500 that's producing every day, that's $16.60, right? You get that 3%. Now you multiply by 100 people. Let's just call it even $2, right? Or not, $5 or $10 or whatever. Let's just say it's $10 times 10 people, 100 every single month if they keep reinvesting. Times 100 people, right? You can do the numbers, right? $1,000 every single month. Then on your third to fifth level, you get 2%. Combined from all these levels, let's just say you make $400 because maybe you have 100 people here. And that's every single, well, 10 people, for example, well, every single month. What if you have 1,000 people? Because 10 people refer 10 each is 100. They refer 10 each is 1,000. This can continue to go on and on and on because most people will be compounding because they're trying to build up their portfolio, right? On the 6th to 10th level, you get 1%, it goes all the way down here, right? Now, there are certain requirements to open up the levels, okay? What are these requirements? Now, in order to open up levels 1 to 3, you need to have at least a minimum of $20 in deposits. Okay, $20 in deposits. That means that, folks, for the first time, we have a $20 business. Now, what could you do with a $20 business in your hand? It means that you can literally expand through every crevice of this planet, whether it's Africa, whether it's South America, whether it's the Caribbean, whether it's East Asia, whether it's parts of Europe. Have you been looking at France right now? France, and right now I think France is a third world country, right? So they probably need more help than we do, right? So folks, there's a lot of people who are looking at this year and saying, how can I get a low entry opportunity where I can share with my community, where everyone can win, where people can be able to eliminate their risk, not 10 months down the line, not 12 months down the line, in 30 days. And when people begin to see that, this thing will explode. You probably build one of the largest organizations you've ever built just because you have a $20 business where people do not have to recruit to make money. They can just leave that $20 in there and take $20 in profits every month minus the 5% fee without telling a single person. But guess what? Everyone with $20 knows at least 100 people with $20, right? So that's going to expand and expand and expand and expand, and it's going to build a massive organization in your team going all the way 20 levels deep. So in order to open all 20 levels, you need to have at least $200 in deposits yourself and 5 directs who also have $200 in deposits. Now, I've been looking through my team. Now, some people are missing out. Some people have $50 and they've built an organization that is growing thousands in volume. Folks, you have to increase your deposit. You have to increase your deposit so you can at least open up all 20 levels. And with time, you'll begin to see these crypto micro payments coming in. I look at my back office, I see 50 cents, 60 cents, a dollar, $5, one penny, 10 cents. And it keeps by the minute, by the second, it just keeps coming. Why? Because through 20 levels, people are compounding at different times because whenever you deposit, the 30 days start from that exact day, hour, and minute of your deposit. Every single compounded income has its own 30-day timer. So everyone is in at a different time, compounding at a different time, getting income at a different time, and you just keep collecting and collecting and collecting. So this is very huge for those that are going to build, right? Now, real quick, we want to discuss the ranks. Now, this is very exciting. Whoever created this contract, we believe, from what we've heard, actually, my sponsors above me, they brought this opportunity to me. The main guy that we know is from Singapore, and he knows the developer who's Chinese, right? So these guys, they know numbers and all of that. So they've built a good system. where basically because of these rank requirements, you're going to have leaders who are going to be consistently running the race to hit these ranks. But you know what's important about these days? It means that every 7 days, there's going to be an influx of five directs from multiple teams. And every 15 days, there's going to be two other legs who have to produce five directs each. And that is a continuous inflow, especially for the next 90 days, where so many people want to achieve this because there's a timer on these ranks. So, how does the rank work? If you have five directs who put in at least $200 each, you become an explorer. You get a $50 instant bonus. If you do not complete this, you cannot claim it. You have to wait to go to the next rank. But if you can complete it in 7 days, you claim the 50 bucks. Now you need two other people on your team, two other legs that do the same thing you did. Then you get $100. You need two other people to continue to hit those ranks, and you get that $200, $400. In all, it's about $19,000 in rank bonuses, right? So this is very, very interesting. Remember, this is a $20 business. You can start and you can still earn over 19,000 in rank bonuses and unlimited levels from continuous compounding or deposits. Now, what are the rules, right? It's stated very, very clear. Minimum required to withdraw, $5, right? So if you start with $100, you make $3.33 a day. You would have to wait at least 2 days to make a withdrawal or to compound. But if you start with at least 200, you add $6.60 a day. You can compound every single day. You can also withdraw every single day, right? There is a minus 5% fee on all withdrawals. Minimum investment, $10. You cannot build a team on $10. They will not allow you to earn. The contract will not allow you to earn. You would need to have $20 minimum to be able to open up your first three levels. Each participation cycle has a fixed duration of 30 days, as you can see. These are rules inside of the smart contract. Those that watched the video before, smart contracts, as long as they are renounced and immutable, you cannot change the rules. Upon completion, initial principal will be received, right? Subject to protocol rules and conditions, meaning that if there's liquidity in the pool, I mean, if the pool says $0, then there's $0. But as long as there's funds in there and you pull out, it will come out, period, right? And also reinvestment bonuses, you can, is up there, right? So folks, these are the rules of engagement in this protocol. At this point, we're done with the entire presentation. Very simple, straight to the point project. I will go back on the website. Just want to show one more thing before. Um, Let me do this. Okay. Okay, folks. So just want to show you guys my back office real quick, right? So that I've been in for the last 22 days. I joined the protocol about 6 days after it launched, right? So I wasn't fortunate to be in day one, but the minute I heard about it, it took me 5 minutes to understand that this was the one. And I instantly got a link from my sponsor and got started, right? And folks, 22 days down the line, over 944 people or wallets, right? Because it could be either somebody has more than one wallet, are inside of this ecosystem and well over $270,000 in volume. Why am I saying this? It means this works. This is my second Zoom in 22 days. I've been in opportunities where I did Zoom every day and I didn't see this much success. This is my second Zoom. I just had to tell a few people, send a link out, and invite people to come to other people's presentations, and literally it's exploding. Think about what you can do when you touch this opportunity, right? So it's moving, right? So here you see the ROI. I have different, I've been compounded. This is probably something that's available now. Just want to go, let me refresh the page. I just want to give you guys an example. Started with 500 here. It's been in 22 days, as you can see, every day at 11:50. This is going to pay me ROI. This other one was compounded on the 18th. Every day at this time is going to pay the ROI on $17. This one will also pay every day at this time ROI on $72. So it's all inclusive, right? It's accumulative, but they just have different timelines on which they get released, the profit and the capital. Once again, it's a smart contract. It will always work the way it's designed. There's no one to change the rules of engagement, right? So that's just to show you guys how transparent the system is. Now, when you have rewards, for example, let's just say, how much is this? Okay, we can claim it. Let's try and claim it. All right, it's that instant, right? I claimed it, boom. When you claim, it now goes to your wallet. So now I have $5 here. I just put five, you don't do decimals, right? And I reinvest. I'm compounded because I have at least $5. And just like that, boom, it's done, right? I have 135. I want to withdraw. There's a 5% withdrawal fee. I click withdraw. This is how much I get, 128 plus because of the fee. I click confirm. That's it. It's in my MetaMask. No questions asked. No, I gotta wait. What happened? Support, none of that. Instant, right? So, folks, this is the ecosystem we have. And if you guys decide to be a part of it, I would tell you it's been very lucrative for myself and my community. There's people that are earning hundreds of dollars a day. My sponsors are definitely doing well. I have people also in my team that just got started and already doing about $150 a day in just 2 weeks, right? So once again, it all depends on your own capital. You can have multiple wallets created and you can be compounding and also getting credits from that. And or you can just withdraw every day. You choose, right? You make the rules inside this opportunity. I'm going to stop here. I just want to say thank you for coming on. I believe some people might have some questions. So if you have any questions, I'm going to stop the recording.